What's going on, everybody? Steve V here, and welcome to the Mancave Minute, formerly known as the Steve V Show. Thought I would change the title. I just wanted to kind of give the podcast a little bit more personality than just calling it my name. Plus, in the intro, it's a lot of Steve V going on. It's the Steve V Show. I'm your host, Steve V. I just needed to kind of break it up a little bit. I've always liked the title Mancave Minute. It was something that I used a few times for some of my shorts, but then for whatever reason I just stopped using it. But always still liked that name and wanted to use it for something. So I figured, you know what? Since I haven't used it for anything yet, why not use it for the podcast? Again, give the podcast a little bit more personality and kind of breaks it up from hearing my name like 3 or 4 times. So I don't have an intro yet for the Mancave Minute. It was one of those last minute changes, but I will be making an intro, and I look forward to continuing this podcast as the Mancave Minute. So today I got quite a few things to talk to you about. We're going to touch on some Arcade1Up stuff, Atgames. We'll touch on some figures. I'll let you know what I've been playing on my Switch lately. And then the last thing that we're going to touch on is Wrestlemania, because next weekend is Wrestlemania, and I'm going to break down the card and kind of give you guys my predictions. And then maybe some other topics might kind of pop up along the way, but I'm going to kind of keep this podcast pretty short and sweet, mainly because I have to get ready for work fairly soon. So, yeah, maybe 20, 25 minutes. We'll see how long it goes. But either way, got some exciting things to talk to you about. So we'll start with the home arcade stuff. We'll start with Arcade1Up because that's kind of my bread and butter. That is the company that I'm the most interested in. I did make a short the other day. Track and field might be coming out. We're going to see. There was a leak of the track and field stool coming back on the Walmart website. I don't know if it's being sold from Walmart or third party. And as of right now, there's no image. I don't know if you can actually buy it at the moment, but there is a price. I think it was $99, but don't quote me on that. But I feel like it was around that price. So I don't know if Arcade1Up will 100% go forward with the track and field cabinet. But if there was any time where it made sense, it's now with the Olympics being this year. Track and field is a cabinet that definitely plays to an older crowd, right? There's probably a lot of people out there that have no clue what that game is and how fun it was back in the day. But it is one of those cabinets where if you do play it, it's a great cabinet to play. You get really into it. It's definitely a button masher. So if Arcade1Up were to make this cabinet, they got to make a really strong control deck and they got to put some really good buttons. Because of that reason, I would say that's something that kind of plays against the fact of it actually coming out. Also, we do know that Arcade1Up was trying to shop around this cabinet before. That's where we got the image of the cabinet with the riser. It didn't seem to be something that the retailers were interested in. But again, because of the Olympics, I feel like that could change this year. So we're going to see what happens with that. It's exciting. If it does end up coming out, it's something new. People have been craving something new. I don't know if this is necessarily what they wanted, but it is something new. There's still the rumor of Smash TV maybe coming out with Robotron and Total Carnage. That's always a possibility and something that is probably more likely than track and field. It is a cabinet that I guess was rumored to come out last year. They didn't pull the trigger on it, so this could be the year for that cabinet. But for the most part, I think we're going to get more rehashes. I think we're going to get more custom artwork on some of these cabinets. They're going to kind of play to whatever's popular at the moment, like they did with the Xmen 97. We do know that we're getting a Golden Tee Deluxe. I'm excited for that. I don't know if a lot of the community is excited for that. I did do a video talking about the leak. The video, it's done okay. It hasn't done the greatest, and I think that's because a lot of people in the community are not that excited for this cabinet, but I myself have been waiting for a deluxe version. The XL form factor is a little too big for my space and not something that I was really interested in, but I love the deluxe form factor. So When they came out with the XL Golden Tee, I love the game list. You know, those Golden Tee games mixed in with Shuffle Shot and World Class Bowling. I love the look of the cabinet. I love the fact that they added the coin door. It was just the size. It was just too big for my space. And then obviously they had the terrible monitor. People were complaining about the trackball not working the greatest. So this deluxe cabinet is pretty much the version of the cabinet that I want in every way. It has those 8 games. It looks just as great as the XL did. It's got the coin door, but it has a better screen. Yeah, it's a smaller screen, 17 inches, but that's okay. It works for the deluxe cabinet. It's got no riser, which I love the one-piece form factor. And it hopefully will have a better trackball, if not the exact same trackball that they used for the original Golden Tee, because that trackball is fantastic. I love my original Golden Tee cabinet. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to get rid of it, but if I were to get the deluxe, there's no need for me to have 2. So maybe I might either sell it to a friend or kind of keep it in the family. I don't really know, but either way, I know I want that deluxe. I'm personally very excited for that cabinet. Then on the Atgames front, I watched P-Dub's video the other day. He was showing off some people that put some images of the Peanuts 4K pinball machine. I think that thing looks fantastic. I've definitely had some interest in this 4K pinball machine, but the unfortunate thing is I live here in Canada where they're only selling the Addams Family one. I have no interest in the Addams Family. I have interest in Attack from Mars. I would have loved that. That would be my first choice. I love my Arcade1Up Attack from Mars, but to have a bigger pinball table with a better screen as far as just, the clarity of the gameplay, that would interest me. But again, it's not available here in Canada, so I guess the money stays in my pocket. But I am interested in just seeing what they're kind of doing with this. I know right now they're kind of working on fixing some slowdown issues and some flipper lag and stuff like that. So, it is what it is. I'll be definitely paying attention to what they're doing with this product, even though, again, I'm not going to buy it because they don't have the particular skin that I would be interested in. But I am interested enough in the product to kind of pay attention to what they're doing. I do love the way a lot of these tables look as far as like the artwork that they're using. And I just feel like they really upped their game as far as making a beautiful looking virtual pinball table. So lately, I've been actually getting into some console gaming. I'm a very casual console gamer. I used to be a hardcore console gamer when I was a kid. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, a bit of the N64. That was probably my last console where I really played a ton of. I didn't really get into PlayStation, but PlayStation 2 was pretty big with me. And then I kind of had a bit of a drop off from there. I have had some consoles in between that time, but I usually end up selling them just because I don't play them enough. But my wife got me a Nintendo Switch for Christmas a few years back. And I have enjoyed playing some games on the Switch, but again, still very casual with the console gaming. Most of the gaming I do is just with these Arcade1Ups, 10 to 15 minutes. Me and my son come down, we'll play some games. It's really been fun kind of, introducing him to these games and, kind of reliving the nostalgia of me playing it as a kid and then seeing him kind of playing it as a kid. But lately, like my wife, she just started some online courses. So whenever she's doing her schooling and my son's, either having a nap or maybe it's already nighttime and he's in bed, I've been actually getting into playing the Switch a little bit. And I've been playing the Arkham trilogy. Now, I did have the original Arkham game for PlayStation 2, I believe, and never really got into it. Not because I thought the game was bad. The game was fantastic. It was just, that was during a time where I wasn't really doing a lot of console gaming. Again, I was kind of getting out of gaming at that time. I was getting a little more into, working more, kind of going out with my friends and stuff like that. So when I bought the Arkham trilogy for the Switch, it really was almost like a new experience for me, because I didn't really have a lot of memory of what I played in the original game when I did play it, and I didn't really get that far. So I've really been enjoying playing the Arkham Asylum game, and I haven't even got into the other two games yet. So I've been, slowly kind of working at that. Maybe putting in an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe every third day or fourth day. So still casual, but definitely playing more console gaming than I've played in years, and I've really been enjoying it. So I definitely got to kind of commend Rockstar Gaming and Batman, because I'm such a big Batman fan, on really kind of getting me back into console gaming, because I've really enjoyed it so far. Speaking about Batman, you guys might know that I collect the McFarlane live action Batman figures, and I recently just picked up the Catwoman figure for the Dark Knight Rises to complete my Dark Knight trilogy set. And I picked up Ben Affleck's Batman from Batman v Superman, even though I think that's one of the worst movies of all time, mainly because of I just didn't like the portrayal of Lex Luthor in that movie. Jesse Eisenberg, I think is his name. A great actor, but I just didn't like his portrayal of him in that movie. And then the whole Martha thing, couldn't really get into that. The fact that they kind of teamed up just because their moms both had the same name. And I don't know. It was a movie that had a lot of potential, but for whatever reason, it didn't live up to what I was looking for. So with that being the case, I haven't really watched that movie a lot since. I've probably watched it maybe twice. And it's still not the greatest. It's better than what I remember in the theaters, but still not the greatest Batman or Superman movie I've ever seen. But I do like Ben Affleck as Batman, and I did like Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought they portrayed great versions of those characters. So that's what I mean. The potential was there for that movie to be great, and they were great in their roles. It just, for whatever reason, the storyline just didn't click for me. But I do like the way Ben Affleck looked as Batman in the movie. So they came out with a figure. I picked up that figure. Pretty happy to add that to my collection. And I got a Superman one coming, which they came out with a couple years ago, but I missed out on, so I picked that up off of eBay after I found a decent deal on it. So I'm going to kind of complete that set. And then McFarlane was at, I think it's called WonderCon, if I'm not mistaken. And they were showing some of their figures that are going to be coming out later on this year and next year. And they showed the Batman Forever set. And that's another one that I want to add to my collection. So I'm going to be picking that up. It looks like it's a build-a-wave. So you got Batman, Robin, Two-Face, Riddler. And then when you buy all four characters, it's going to come with pieces that build Man-Bat, which is kind of like a cool little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, in the actual theatrical movie, he wasn't in it. If you watch some of the scenes that they cut out, Man-Bat did make an appearance where Bruce Wayne and Man-Bat are kind of like staring at each other. It's kind of a weird scene, but anyways, it's a callback to that. So it was cool that they made that the Build-A-Figure. So yeah, definitely going to be picking that up. That's coming out in the summer of next year. And then I'll be kind of picking up anything else that they kind of come out with within that time period that is live action Batman related. Yeah, I'm really happy with what I got so far. I feel like McFarlane makes a great 7-inch figure. And, it's for a cheap price, right? That's why I kind of got into collecting these. It's a lot cheaper than some of the other stuff that I've collected in the past, like the Arcade1Up cabinets. So, so definitely a better thing to collect as far as my pocketbook and wallet is concerned. So another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Xmen 97. I've been watching that lately. They put out 3 episodes as of this recording, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I didn't know how Disney was going to handle this. I thought there was a chance they could slip on a banana peel and basically kind of ruin, what was already kind of established with the original cartoon. But I feel like they're adding to it in a positive way. I've really enjoyed the storyline that they've been telling so far with the whole Jean Grey and Goblin Queen thing. I've really enjoyed the portrayal of the characters. I feel like they're all pretty close to what I remember from when I was a kid. And I gotta say, Disney is doing a great job with this, and I'm looking forward to watching more episodes. I believe there's supposed to be 10. They've only put out 3, so we got, a couple months here of some Xmen 97, and I'm looking forward to watching more. So the last thing we're going to talk about is WrestleMania. I am super excited. This has probably been the most excited I've been for a Mania in years. It's WrestleMania 40. It's an anniversary Mania. I was kind of hoping to go to this one, I'm not going to lie, because I went to WrestleMania 30. So I thought for sure I would go to 40, but the ticket prices were just way too much. I also have a child now and other, responsibilities and expenses. So it just wasn't feasible at this time, but I am going to be going to Money in the Bank in July in Toronto. So I will be seeing them fairly soon. So excited about that. But I'm still pumped for Mania, even though I'm not going to be there in person. It's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, April 6th and April 7th. They got a great card. I don't know where all these matches are going to land as far as, night 1 and night 2. All we know is night 1, the main event is the Bloodline, which is Roman Reigns and The Rock, going against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. If Cody and Seth win, the main event the next night, which is Cody versus Roman for the Universal Championship, it's a clean fight, no interference, normal rules. If the Bloodline wins, it's Bloodline rules, which basically means no disqualification, anything can go. It's pretty obvious that the Bloodline's going to win because obviously they're going to stack the deck for Cody to make night 2 a little more interesting. I'm just really pumped. The build up to the storyline, though, has been a little wonky sometimes. For the most part, it's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed what The Rock's doing, what Cody's doing, what Roman's doing. Even Seth, to a certain extent. I'm not a big fan of Seth's character, this kind of weird Jokerish thing. I'm a fan of when he gets serious, which he is doing a little bit more now. And I've always been a fan of Seth in the ring. He's a fantastic worker. So, really excited for both those main events. So I have the matches on the paper here. I have the whole card. So I'm going to go through each match and kind of give my predictions. So I'll start with a rumored match. This match isn't 100% official yet, but it's probably going to be added to the card. So the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, they're probably going to be going against Lashley and the Street Profits. This was kind of teased on SmackDown. They just haven't made it official yet. I'm sure this match will end up on Mania, but I don't know if they are doing a kickoff, so it could be on the kickoff. Maybe that's why they haven't officially announced it yet. I don't know. I think the Final Testament will win that. I feel like they kind of need it. It's a great stable, but they've kind of been floundering a little bit. So it'd be nice to see them kind of pick up a win. And, Lashley and the Street Profits are, great together, but I feel like the Final Testament needs this more. So the next match is the LWO, which is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. I feel like Santos and Dirty Dom are probably going to win this. Dirty Dom Mysterio is probably one of the biggest heels in the WWE right now. Santos, pretty good too. He's slowly kind of working his gimmick a little bit. He's trying to kind of build something. He's got his stable. I'm sure the stable's going to get involved and somehow screw things up for Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. But either way, it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a lucha match. We're going to see a lot of flying around. Looking forward to this match. Then we got the U.S. title match, which is Logan Paul, who's the champ, versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I'm hoping Kevin Owens wins this one. I'm a big fan. I think Logan Paul's actually doing fantastic for being, a YouTube guy coming from the outside and really, I don't know. I feel like he's taking to wrestling, and he's a great performer. But I want to see Kevin Owens win that title. Randy Orton doesn't really need it. He's already established, so hopefully Kevin Owens will win that match. Then we got Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Really big fan of the Uso brothers. I'm really enjoying main event Jey Uso. I hope he wins. I think the chances of him winning are pretty high, so that's who I'm picking for that match. Then we got LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I'm a big fan of both people as well. It's going to be a great match. LA Knight, for whatever reason, like he's definitely a very popular wrestler and he's elevating, but for whatever reason, I feel like he'll elevate and kind of dip down a little bit, and then elevate and kind of dip down, and it seems like he's still kind of, I don't know, uneasy about his spot, if that makes sense. But he's a great wrestler. He deserves to be in the main events, and hopefully he'll beat AJ, and it'll just elevate him more, and then hopefully his confidence will kind of reach up to where this character is going so he can kind of grab the ball and maybe one day be the champion. So another match that I'm really looking forward to is Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. Now, I'm a big fan of Jade Cargill. I watched her in AEW. I thought she was really impressive there. I felt like they used her pretty good. Like, did they use her to her full potential? No. I'm hoping that in WWE, she will kind of hit that extra gear that she wasn't able to hit in AEW. But, I mean, this woman looks like she can move a brick house. She is jacked beyond belief. And obviously, Bianca's no slouch as well in that department. And then you have Naomi, who just came back. Phenomenal wrestler. And then Damage Control, they've really been kind of doing their thing. They obviously have that storyline with Bayley. But they needed something to do because Bayley is obviously going to be going against Io Sky, who's also part of Damage Control. But the other three members needed something to do because they're extremely talented as well. So why not put them in a 3-on-3 match, and having Jade Cargill kind of show up on SmackDown this week, and already she's in a Mania match. It makes sense. This woman's big business, and I really feel like she's going to show why she's big business at WrestleMania, and of course, they're going to win the match. So Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Naomi are going to beat Damage Control. Then we got the ladder match, which is Judgment Day versus, there's a lot of names here, holy crud. DIY, The Awesome Truth, The New Day, A-Town Down Under, and the New Catch Republic. All great wrestlers. It's a ladder match. We're going to get our bang for our buck with this match. I think the Judgment Day is going to retain. I feel like they deserve it. They're very hot right now as a team. So I'm predicting that. I think it's going to be the Judgment Day that's going to end up winning. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I think Gunther's going to retain. I love both wrestlers. You can see I got a lot of love for a lot of these wrestlers. So it's just WWE right now. They just have so many great, talented wrestlers right now. Their roster is stacked. So really these matches can go any way, and I wouldn't be mad. But I feel like Gunther deserves to hold this title a little bit longer. He's already making history. Why not make more history? Sami Zayn, he definitely deserves to win the Intercontinental title at some point. I just don't know if it's now. Then we have Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I think Rhea's going to win that. Big fan of Rhea. I think she's probably top female in the company right now. Then you got Io Sky, who's the champion for SmackDown. She's going against Bayley. Hopefully Bayley wins that. That's my prediction. Then we have Seth Rollins, who's the World Heavyweight Champion. He's going against Drew McIntyre. Hopefully Drew wins that. I think Drew will because of the fact that Seth probably still needs the surgery. He's medically cleared, but I think he still needs the surgery on whatever was going on with his knee. So I think Drew will win the World Heavyweight Champion, and I think he'll be a great champion. And then we got the two main events. So the Bloodline, The Rock, and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Like I said, the Bloodline's going to win this. 100%. I'll put money on it because of the fact that they want to stack the deck for Cody. They want to make things more interesting for night 2. And if things are stacked against Cody, it's just going to make it more interesting if he wins. Now, is he going to win the belt? That I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. That's the only match where I find it very hard to predict, because I do feel like they want Roman to surpass Hogan's reign. And I do think Cody will be the one to beat him at some point. I just don't know if they're going to do it at Mania. Me personally, I feel like they should do it at Mania, because I feel like if they make it go any longer, it's actually going to affect the faith people have in Cody. But then again, if everything is stacked against Cody, it kind of gives him more ability to kind of ask for a rematch if he kind of gets screwed over. I do think there is going to be some involvement from some legends in this match. I can even see, Cena and Stone Cold somehow getting involved. I think this is going to be like a huge blowout as far as just seeing so many different, names and people kind of appearing. And we're going to see some Samoans kind of make some appearances, probably Rikishi, some of the other Samoan wrestlers. I think it's going to be like probably one of the best matches of all time. I'm going to give it to Roman, though. I think Roman is going to retain, which is going to be very controversial, but I think it's going to lead to the biggest payoff down the line with Cody. I just hope that the fans don't give up on Cody, but if they stack things so high against Cody and really make people think that he got screwed over, I think that might save Cody. And then when he does win the belt, probably at SummerSlam, it'll be a bigger deal. So that's my prediction for Mania. So really looking forward to this Mania. 2 great nights of wrestling. I'm going to be hosting it at my house here in the Mancave Arcade. So really looking forward to kind of catching up with my friends. Some of these friends that are coming over haven't watched wrestling in a while. So it's really going to be kind of like a resurgence for them. And they're going to see how great wrestling has been lately, because they haven't been following it like I have. But I guarantee you they'll start following it after Mania, because it's just amazing what Triple H has done with, the creative and what these wrestlers have done to really get people emotionally invested in WWE again. It's fantastic. So really looking forward to that. Anyways, I got to get ready for work. Thank you so much for watching the Mancave Minute podcast. Really appreciate it. Take care, you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. It's probably going to be something Arcade1Up related, I'm assuming. But if not, it could be a game room tour, because I am going to be doing one of those fairly soon. Take care, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.